Hey, if you're a real estate agent, have you ever wondered about the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset? Do you even know which one you're operating from? It's very important and very critical to your success. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video, how scarcity versus abundance type of mindset in real estate is either going to hurt you or benefit you. And of course, just by saying scarcity versus abundance, you probably already have a good idea of which one would hurt you and which one would help you. But we're going to dive into it a little bit more deeply, and we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if you're a real estate agent, you want to grow your business without cold calling, door knocking, or spending a ton of money on advertising, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current strategies that will help you do that. My name is Levi. You know, my partner Travis and I, we get calls and emails every single day from agents just like you. And you looking for help in their real estate business, mainly through YouTube. And so if you feel like we could be a good fit, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, all in the description below. Happy to help. So as we were talking about, or as we mentioned in the beginning, scarcity versus abundance mindset. And this is what I hear a lot in the real estate business, especially whenever new agents come into the business. They usually come in and they're able to work with one of two things, either a lot of time or a lot of money. However, though, a lot of agents come in with more time than they do money. Actually, according to the National Association of Realtors, the average agent comes in with less than $5,000 to their name, which usually means they're getting out of a bad situation, or they lost a job, or sometimes real estate is just kind of like the last thing on their options to do. So they just say, hey, I know a lot of friends in real estate, they seem to be doing okay, so I'm going to jump into real estate. And they're usually not in the best financial position when they do that. And so what that does is that normally forces somebody to operate from a scarcity mindset. And a scarcity mindset usually starts out with terms like I can't, or I can't afford, or I'm not sure. You know, whenever you put yourself, or whenever you say those types of terms, you're already putting yourself at an extreme disadvantage. And so you want to shift that to an abundance mindset, which means, well, how can I, or how will I afford that, or how do I make that work? Those types of phrases will actually trigger the thought process, right? Because otherwise, when you start out with the other terms, which is I can't, or I'm unable to, or that won't work for me, your mind already shuts off. Your mind will shut down. It doesn't look or explore new options or solutions. And there is a solution to every situation, every problem. That you just have to look for it, and you have to continue to look for it. And sometimes you may not find the best solution from the beginning, but if you keep working towards something, you'll likely find a solution to fix that or solve that problem. Your mindset and your wording and how you talk to yourself is going to determine, how you step forward in that journey. So whenever you're working from an abundance mindset, then you are turning on the creative juices. You are activating your mind. You are now looking for solutions to the problem. So when you say, well, how can I afford that? How can I make that work? That sets off a complete chain of events, a completely different chain of events that now gets you into that creative process. And that's when you're working from an abundance mindset. So that goes back to, if you don't have a lot of money, well, then you simply you can't spend money that you don't have. Now, of course, now I'm saying you can't do that after I just said don't use that type of terminology. But what I mean is that unless you wanted to go into debt, because you can spend money you don't have, and that's called leveraging debt. I think that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video at a different time. But let's just say that you're not going to spend money because it's not in your account at this time. You're one of those agents that comes in with less than $5,000 to their name. Well, that means you have time on your side. So you have to be able to maximize your time efficiently. Well, how do you do that? Well, one channel that we talk about a lot is through YouTube. And YouTube allows you to make time, and not only make time, but compound time. We've actually got a video on how to compound your time with YouTube, and this is very important. However, it does take some time to build that up. And this is the other great thing about YouTube, is that YouTube is a completely free platform. You can upload, you can create, upload, you can even edit on YouTube, all for free. And that is unlike any other platform. On top of that, your videos have the opportunity to gain momentum and increase views for free as well. You don't have to pay. And that's something, we have another video on paid versus free marketing that you could check out that really describes in the difference between YouTube and other platforms. So that's something that you really want to work towards is utilizing your time wisely. Now, YouTube, in our opinion, is the best platform to do that from. However, it does take time to build up, and you've got to create some momentum because normally you're starting from zero. So in the meantime, you have other choices you can do, which is, cold calling, FSBOs, calling expireds. There's lots of things you can do that actually you trade your time for money. Now we talk not against, but we actually coach towards utilizing your time in other ways. We talk about inbound versus outbound leads. We've actually got a video on that, inbound versus outbound leads. So, but in the meantime, if you're trying to generate business today for free, then calling FSBOs, calling expireds, or cold calling, or even door knocking might be a good option for you today if you're coming in and you're trying to generate business within the next 30 days. YouTube is the long-term strategy. We feel like it's the best strategy, and we have several other videos on why that is. And mainly if you stay till the end and check out, how we were able to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions within our first 100 days on YouTube. We can show you how to do that. However, it takes 100 days to get to that first 100 days. And that's where a lot of people don't have that time to wait around, so to speak. So in the meantime, there are other alternatives that you can do for prospecting and lead generation. But ideally, what we coach to and talk about is how to, get yourself out of that. Or if you're in the position where you're coming in or joining our team and you're already been in real estate for a year or two, then YouTube is the perfect strategy. If you're already generating income, already have some business on the books, and you're not in a position where you're working from a scarcity mindset because you don't have an income, then YouTube is a perfect opportunity to incorporate that into your business and start creating inbound leads versus outbound, getting free marketing versus paid marketing, and also start focusing on interruption versus, intention marketing versus interruption marketing. We've actually got a video on that as well you can check out. So all those factors come into play, but ultimately it all starts with your mindset. So that's what really this video is about, is that, you have to change your wording, especially if you're in a position or you're not in a financial position to spend money on certain items such as advertising or marketing. You have to be creative. You have to think of other ways. You've got to work towards utilizing all the free opportunities there are out there, because there are plenty of them. And you can do that through YouTube, you can do that through Facebook. We've actually got several strategies how you can do that through LinkedIn, through Facebook, through Instagram. There's several ways that you can work on generating business for free if you don't have a lot of money to your name whenever you're getting into real estate. So that's just something that you want to always look for the solution. There's always a solution to the problem. You just have to look hard enough, right? And so work from that abundance mindset, work from that everything is going to work out. Everything is going to be okay because you're going to work. They say faith without works is dead. So it's one thing to believe, but it's the other thing to not take action. You have to take action on top of believing, but you have to work from an abundance mindset so that your mind is in the right position. It's looking for those answers. It's looking for solutions all the time. You have the creative flow going, that creative state going. Tony Robbins calls that the genius state. You have to get in that groove. You have to get working towards that and really figuring out what's going to be best and how it's going to serve you. And, we can definitely help you with that. So definitely check out the upcoming video. It's all about how we were able to generate $100,000 in just 100 days, all free on YouTube. It's one strategy. It did take us 100 days to build up to that, but after that, it all starts to snowball. So definitely check that out. And until next time, well, see you at the top.